Hello, and welcome back to the Green Oak Properties at Keller Williams Greenville Central podcast. My name is Jordan, and this is our admin, Hanson.
So tell me what's going on in real estate today, like what's happening.
So much, actually, and I think I said that last time as well, but there's always something going on in real estate, right? And so with the start of the year and with interest rates coming down, now we're kind of through the holiday season, things are kind of starting to pick back up. We've had a lot of interest in the Greenville market, and we have people inquiring as to, Greenville, South Carolina real estate in like record numbers. So, if you go on Google and actually look at kind of what's going on and what people are searching and whatnot, then real estate market forecast 2024 is one of the number one Google search things right now.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Greenville, South Carolina real estate, that search term is up like 190% or something like that. Like it's crazy. And we have people searching from all over, from Massachusetts, Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, New York, California, Maine.
Yeah.
Basically, all over the country, like different places. And so they're all wanting to at least find out about Greenville real estate and kind of what the upstate has to offer and whatnot.
So most of these people, are they coming into like resold homes, or are they really sticking to something, trying to find something
So that's
new?
a really good question. And what I'm seeing is kind of a mix and match. So I have clients that start off looking, well, we don't want a brand new home. We don't want, we want something that's, X amount years old or whatever. And then they start looking at those houses and then they say, well, like, we don't want to do any work. It's like, well, if you don't want to do any work, you can get a new home. And they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll go look at them. And then they go and look at it and they're like, wow, we really like this. This is really nice.
Yeah.
And then, they look at a few builders and they kind of pick their style, because every builder has a little bit different style, you know. Little different perks, different locations, things like that.
Yeah.
And then they look at that and they're like, okay, let's do it. On the flip side, I have clients we have clients that, they go to start looking at, new construction, and they're like, well, we want chickens. Okay, well, you can't have chickens in this community. Or, we have 40 kids and 6 dogs, and we need more space. So like a yard space.
Yeah.
Well, so we want something that's a half acre or more. Well, you can find new construction on a half acre, but it's few and far between. There's generally not a lot of inventory with that. So to find that, generally you have to go to a resale.
Yeah.
And there are some really good resales on the market right now, like really good.
Yeah.
Really good condition, completely upfitted, updated, new roofs, new HVAC systems, new paint.
Redone backyards,
Right.
like that kind of stuff.
All the things.
Yeah.
So, you get into that and it's like, okay, well, maybe this would work for us. And so it kind of depends, which is why I say mix and match, because it really is. A lot of these clients don't truly know. They have a picture in their mind
Of the house that they want.
Yeah. And then they get into that house that's in their head, and it's not exactly, it doesn't feel good for them.
Yeah.
So then they move to a different, style or whatever, and then they love it. And now they have a new image in their head, and they kind of build out this whole future, and they're like, oh my gosh, we're completely okay with this. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the trend I'm seeing. So it really depends. And it depends on who they are and how they grew up, and, what their
And
situation looks like. And
some people were, I know that you were talking to some people that were like relocating out of the country too.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And so that's a great leeway into another topic. But the great thing about the upstate is the jobs.
Yeah.
Like there is so much just opportunity
Yeah.
here. And so, I've had I've had a handful of clients in the past 6 months even that have moved here from different countries.
Yeah.
And I've got one that's currently in the U.S. living in a different state, and he's looking to move to Greenville because he's going to work for a company that's here.
Yeah.
And so, and we have all the companies, right? Like we have the Michelin, the BMW people, and then all of their outsourced people. And then, we have like the floors and the Walmart distribution center. I mean, there's
like Bosch.
Yeah. I mean, like you name it, we probably have some aspect of that corporation here.
Yeah.
The Duke's mayonnaise.
And people coming from like, a new country have no idea what to expect for the U.S. in the first place, much less like,
right.
Little old Greenville,
Yeah. And our, from what I've learned, is our kind of home buying process is way different from what they're used to as well.
Yeah.
So, we work through it. We get them to the point where they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Maybe,
Yeah.
But yeah, we get them done and, they're happy. They're real happy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about inventory.
Okay.
Because that is the big thing that most people don't think about in the way of like supply and demand. So currently our inventory, and for the past however many years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, more, our inventory has been to a point to where we don't have enough homes to sustain the amount of buyers that are actually buying. So
in just Greenville alone or across
pretty much across the country, but specifically in Greenville and the upstate as well. There's not enough inventory. We just talked about people are moving here from
everywhere.
all over the country.
Yeah.
Like even places that they're like I just got an email this morning from a client in New York. She and her entire family, probably gonna 3 different houses worth, are moving here from New York. They can't wait. They just booked their flight and basically their entire trip in March. So they're coming here in March and they will buy at least 2 houses, maybe 3, something like that. Like
uprooting the whole family.
Uprooting the whole family because like they want to get out, they want to come here because of just everything. And I don't even think they've been here before.
Yeah.
They just know. And I think last time we talked about the client down in Florida, she had never been to Greenville.
Yeah.
Her daughter just moved here and she's like, you know what? They love it. We're moving to Greenville.
Yeah.
So
take word of mouth from
yeah.
people that.
So, I mean, it's, and word of mouth, family, friends, industry, like, it's, it's everything. But what it all boils down to is the inventory that we have will not sustain the amount of buyers that are coming into our market. And so all of these builders are constantly trying to build to
just
sustain,
to catch up.
Sustain. Oh, yeah, exactly. Not even to sustain, to catch up.
Yeah.
The buyers that are actually coming into the market. So with that, there's kind of a problem forming again, and it's potentially a good problem for sellers. Yeah. But not necessarily for buyers.
Definitely like a seller's market.
So we're still in a seller's market, and we talked about the 2024 forecast. This is my 2024 forecast. Quote me on it. Don't quote me on it.
I was going to say,
either way,
knows?
Who really knows?
Yeah.
But this is what, from my experience and what I currently see, and kind of the thought patterns. And I talk to 500 people a month, 500 new people a month. So the thing that I see, interest rates are coming down. Slowly but surely. And there's forecasts all over the map. Somebody told me they heard 4%, that they were going to get down to 4% this year. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
My target is between 5.5% and 6%. If we can get anywhere under 6% or closer to 5.5%, I think buyers are going to go crazy again, because that reduces your monthly payment substantially, from where the eights that they were.
Yeah.
So when you're getting down below 6 and you have all of these buyers already just waiting and people are talking, you can talk to any of your friends and family. Well, I don't know if I'm going to buy right now because of interest rates.
Then it kind of turns into like a frenzy, right? And then the price just gets driven up until
all it takes is that one person to say, oh my gosh, I'm ready to buy. And then they tell somebody, oh my gosh, interest rates just got below 6. Like, I'm ready to buy. Like, and then it's going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
And everybody is going to say, oh my gosh, like interest rates are below 6 now. Like, we can afford to buy what we want again.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Well, now you go from having 20 people look at this house to you drive up and you can't find a parking spot in the neighborhood to see this house.
Yeah.
And then you call the agent and you say, hey, I have a client that's interested in this. And they say, well, we have 15 offers.
Yeah.
Like, get your offer in by Sunday at noon.
Yeah.
Because that's the cutoff. And we're back into that 2020, 2021, 2022 range again, where everybody was buying houses.
And it's kind of hard to weigh, which one is better, higher interest rates when people aren't, trying to all buy the same house and the price being driven up, or are we with these people that...
So let me ask you this. Would you rather pay more for a house at a lower interest rate, or would you rather pay less for a house at a higher interest rate?
I'm thinking the first one.
You're going to pay more for a house at a lower interest rate?
I don't know. I've never bought a house myself.
We're going to fix that this year.
Okay, yeah. That is the goal, but...
So, the thing you have to think about, you can refinance a house. So you can get a house right now for a good price, a really good price. Because yes, there's a lot of buyers in there. There's a lot of people, but there's also a lot of people waiting. So if you find a house that you're like, oh my gosh, we love this house, you can buy right now at today's interest rate, which I think I haven't looked this morning. They came out at 10:30, but I haven't looked this morning. But yesterday when I looked, it was like 6.8, somewhere around there. 6 months from now, say the interest rates do drop to 5.5%.
Yeah.
You go to your lender and you say, hey, we want to refinance. You got the house for a cheaper price because you didn't have as much competition. And now you can refinance for the lower rate. That is the
best thing.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Because now, got an itch. Now, you got the house at a cheaper price with less competition.
Yeah.
And now you're refinancing and you're reducing your mortgage payment by, hundreds of dollars, depending on the price point.
For the number that you want.
Whereas if you wait, you may find that perfect house and you say, hey, we love that house.
Yeah.
Well, so do 7 other people.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay $50,000 over.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to appraise for $50,000 over.
And then a lot of people get their hopes up.
You're going to have to come out of pocket.
Yeah.
An extra $50,000. So 3.5%, 10%, plus $50,000.
Yeah.
Now, while you may be able to do that, I don't recommend it.
Yeah. It's just, I guess it's a hard decision for people to make, whether they want to wait till the people say, they want to wait, but
so
once they wait, it's just the prices. It's a bidding war at that point.
I had this conversation with a client yesterday, and she is in an in-house bank program where she doesn't have to put any money down. Basically, all she's going to have to pay is her closing costs. So no down payment. It's an in-house special loan. You guys let me know if you want information on this. It's a really cool program. And it's one one of our preferred banks, but it's an in-house program and it's awesome. It's got all the perks. It basically allows her to get into a house. Now there's some qualifications you have to meet as far as income and things like that. But it's an awesome program. But I was talking with her. She's like, well, do you think we can get it for less? It's like, well, probably. But what if we gave them full price? So you keep the value of the house up. So, because that's now a comp once it sells and whatever. Keep the value of the area, but we have them pay your closing costs instead. So now you're zero money out of pocket.
And you get the house you want.
You're getting the house that you want. You're keeping values up so that when you go to resell it, you're getting that money back. But what ultimately matters is the payment.
Yes.
Unless you're paying cash, nothing matters. The price of the house doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The main thing, because even if, say you're in a 10% FHA and you get the house $5,000 less, that's only $500 less that you have to, for your 10% down payment.
Yeah.
That's $500 less that you don't have to pay. But if you go in and you say, hey, full price, but you pay our closing costs, then that changes the game.
Yeah.
Now you're getting a house, and as long as your monthly payment is comfortable, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Because most people, when you talk to them, they say, well, what can you afford?
Yeah.
They don't say, well, we're looking in the $500,000 range,
Yeah.
or we're looking up to $200,000. Most of the time, they don't say that. Well, we can afford about $2,000 a month. Okay, well, what does that look like? Well, it depends. So it depends a lot on the interest rate, and some other factors, but a lot on the interest rate. So if you can get that house at a lower interest rate and a lower price, you're golden.
Yeah.
Especially if instead of negotiating the price, you negotiate some other terms that make it beneficial to you.
Yeah.
Because
Like say
really-
like leaving like pricier appliances even.
Even then.
That's a lot of money out of pocket.
Or doing repairs.
Yeah.
You come in and say, you know what? We really hate those shutters.
Yeah.
Can you take those shutters off? Like, well, they're giving us full price. Like, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, the whatever's going on. Like they would probably be more willing to do something like that. And that benefits you too.
Yeah, because they're willing to, they're wanting to obviously sell their house too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what makes a transaction, right? They want to sell it. You want to buy it.
Yeah.
Like,
Got to meet in the middle somewhere.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So, that's the big thing. So it all comes down to payment.
Yeah.
So if you can, get the house right now, and then in 6 months refinance and get into a better payment, you're golden.
Yeah. So when you're starting the process of looking for a home, do you have to get pre-approved first, or is it the better idea? Is it more ideal to get pre-approved?
So that's a
first?
tricky question because it depends on the person's situation. In some cases, they need to sell their house in order to buy. So we need to see what that looks like first. The entire situation, we need to figure it out, sit down and have that conversation and say, what does this look like right now for you? What are your goals? What are your plans? And then how do we transition from where you are into your, completing your goals? So in most cases, yes.
Yeah.
My answer is yes in most cases.
Yeah.
We need to get you pre-qualified with a reputable lender that we have a relationship with. If you have a relationship, but somebody has to have a relationship with this person.
Yeah.
We just don't want to go find some random person, because I have had some horror stories with lenders.
Yeah.
That just, it was not a good experience for anybody. And so, if you have that relationship and you kind of know, oh man, this this person has been great to us in the past, or this person has been great for clients in the past, like that kind of thing. Like, okay, now we have at least a basis. We have a starting point.
Yeah.
And get them to pre-qualify you, kind of see what that would look like. And, what if they may qualify you up to 600,000, but you're like, you know what? That payment I'm not comfortable with. Can we do 400,000 instead? Can we do 200,000 instead? Like, I can afford
So you can
this
kind of
much.
speak in and
Absolutely.
put your input and change it.
Absolutely. It is
Budget-wise.
It is all up to the client. What do you want to do? What are you comfortable with? And how can we make that happen? Because you might be able to afford $1 million house. That doesn't necessarily mean you
Want
need
to spend
one
it. Yeah.
or want to spend that.
Yeah.
Like we're going to do what you are comfortable with and what makes the best situation for you and your family.
And a lot of people don't have like just, a large chunk of change to put down for, a down payment or something like that. So like, I know there's different loan options
Yes.
where you don't have to.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different loan options, and depending on income, depending on situation, depending on whatever. But I will tell you, and we can talk about this more if you guys want to do this. I'll put a link at the bottom of this as well. But if you own a home and you've owned a home for more than 2 years, you probably have a large amount of equity that you have no idea how much equity you have. Somebody is willing to come in and buy your house. And so we can actually roll that equity into a bigger home, a smaller home, a home with more land, a home with less land, whatever it looks like. Roll that equity into that other property and get you into a similar monthly payment or better without really doing anything.
Yeah.
Like you
Literally
sell your
just
house.
a transfer.
Right, exactly. You
Yeah.
sell your house, you say you have a $70,000 worth of equity. Well, your new loan, say it's a $350,000 house, you have $70,000 of equity, and you're buying a $400,000 house with 10% down. So now you've only got to put $40,000 down for your down payment to get into that.
Yeah.
You have $70,000 in equity, so you have $30,000 left over.
Yeah.
That, and if it's new construction, the builder's probably going to pay your closing costs.
Yeah.
So you move that out of the way.
Yeah.
So now you have $40,000 that you can put in the bank, put in your savings account, pay off debt. You can add on a back porch if you
Yeah.
want a back porch, or add new appliances and
Invest
ceiling fans,
into
or
another home.
whatever you want to do. Yeah. If you want to, maybe you want to take that and say, you know what, we're going to get this home. And then 2-3 months later, we're going to go out and take this $40,000 of extra money that we have.
Yeah.
Or $30,000 of extra money that we have and roll it into an investment property. And then we're going to, buy a $150,000 investment property with 10% down. And then we're going to use $15,000 to put into it, and then we're going to flip it. Like there's all kinds of options. There's options everywhere.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are kind of thinking about anything real estate related and just want to spitball and see kind of what your options are, reach out, talk to us. We'd be happy to sit down, grab a cup of coffee. You can come into the office and we can just, quick,
Have some chats.
informal meeting. Just talk about what your goals are and how we can make that happen.
With that being said, what are a few top new construction neighborhoods that you're familiar with in the area that are
Oh
like?
gosh, there are so many new neighborhoods. I'll do this. So in the comments below on this, I will put some links to a lot of the builders around. I probably won't be able to get all of them, but I'll put links to all the different builders down below. And if you guys are interested in property in the upstate, you can click on there. Most have like a specific Greenville area site. And you can go just kind of browse and see what's there. And then if you guys want to go see them,
Give us a call.
let us know.
Send us a DM. Send us a text.
I always get that DM.
Direct message.
Yeah. DM me.
PM. DM.
Yeah, call us, text us, email us, DM us, comment below, whatever you want to do. And and we'll have somebody reach out and have that conversation with you, set up an appointment, and go from there.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. Anything else?
I think that's it for today.
Okay. That's all I got for now. We'll have more next time.
Yep. In a month, right?
In a month.
In a month.
Yeah. So cool. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you guys. We will see you next time.